Hey, in this video, I'm going to give you a no BS guide to soloing on bass, and I'm going to do it without a bass in my hand. But wait a minute, watch to the end and it'll all make sense. If we haven't met yet, my name is Ted and I talk bass. Listen, what I'm about to tell you is a way, but it's not the way. It's a way. I've been playing bass since 1983 in various settings, large stages, small stages, more blue collar and service gigs than I can count. And I still do that on a regular basis. So I feel like I got some skin in the game and I could tell you a few things, but I'm doing it without a bass in my hand for a good reason. And it's all gonna make sense. Keep watching. So first off, this video is inspired by something that I saw in one of the forums that asked for formulas for soloing. Let me just give you a little bit of a preamble. I think forums and community and all that stuff is great, but you really have to be mindful about how much time you spend in the forums. You ask a question, especially a question like that, and what's going to happen is a lot of well-intentioned people are going to give you a lot of ideas. What are you going to do? You're going to spend all day sifting through that and then second guessing which advice is the right one? I don't know. I mean, you can do that. You do what you want to do, but let me tell you some things that I think are critical. Number one, soloing. What do we mean by soloing? That's a term that we use a lot. Soloing just means that you're playing by yourself. You could be soloing playing one note, right? So, and this is why I'm doing this without a bass in my hand. Now, you see I got my phone? I have some bullet points. I have some notes, bullet points, but I'm improvising. So, improvising, what does improvising mean? That means that I'm just I'm using the bullet points as a guide, but every word that I'm saying, I've said before. Some of the sentences I've said before. I'm not speaking in a different language or anything like that. So the topic of this video is formulas for soloing. So that could be the song, right? And then I have these bullet points. Those could be the chord changes. And the words that I'm speaking, that I'm improvising, come from words that I've said before. So with that, music is a language. How did you learn how to speak? You learned how to speak by copying other people. We all did. Every last one of us did that. So, see, I'm looking at my notes here. So that's how we learn how to speak. Now that you and I know words and phrases, now that we know words and phrases, we're able to improvise at will depending on what the subject is. If it's a subject that we know about, we can improvise more confidently. You see what I'm saying? By the way, if you are looking for a challenge and you really want to learn the notes on your bass neck, I got a challenge for you down below. It's linked below. Check that out. So now the question that I would ask is, what are you listening to? Who are you listening to? What inspires you to solo, in the first place? But we want to get clear on those other questions. We want to get clear on all of these questions. This is why I don't have a bass in my hand, because I'm always asking, what kind of music are you listening to? What do you want to play? Who's inspiring you? That may be very different from what I listen to or what I like, but the principles, I believe, are the same. And I also think that if your focus is so much on soloing, then is bass really the instrument that you are wanting to play? No shade, no shame, none of that stuff. Listen, who's inspiring you right now? Then you got to sit down and kind of do some work. That would be the hands-on work. That's a different subject, right? Using your voice, technique, understanding harmony. Those are, I could sit here and come on, seriously. How many videos have you watched? Let me know in the comments. How many videos have you watched on this topic and you are still no better than you were at it than you were before? Now, again, I have to say, I'm not saying that what I'm putting forth in this video is law. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that at some point you have to take the principles and then apply them, right? This is why I don't have a bass in my hand. This is why I'm just sitting here talking to you, because I believe strongly that they're practical. What are you listening to? I'm looking forward to seeing what your comments are below. I read them. If they're kind and respectful and thoughtful and we can all get a dialogue going, I like to engage in those comments as well. But let me just recap for you. Number one, soloing just means playing by yourself, okay? I'm soloing right now, okay? Improvising means making it up as you go along. I'm doing that right now, but I'm doing it within context. So I have a video topic, I have bullet points, and I'm improvising what I'm saying based on the topic, song, the bullet points, chord changes. I think that's a good analogy. Give me some hype points if you think that was a good analogy. I just made that up before I hit record. But think about how you learn to speak. You're going to sound bad. You got to listen to some people. You got to, and use the tools that are available to us. I'm a big fan of Songmaster Pro. That's also linked below this video. You can check that out. You can isolate tracks, slow things down, learn phrases bit by bit. And you also need a methodology for practicing, right? For practicing and playing in context. When you learn new words, every time you learn new words, you know how you can tell when somebody's learned a new word? Because they use it a lot. You know what I mean? You know how you can tell what people are listening to? By what they say. You understand what I'm saying? Like when, you know anybody that uses profanity a lot? You know somebody who uses profanity a lot because that's what they ingest. I don't need to go any further. I was going to say something about the lady with HGTV, but that's beyond the scope of this video. So yeah, what are you listening to? What kind of solos or grooves, players do you want to emulate? And then you get your own sound out of that. Again, what I'm saying is the way. No, that's not it's a way. It is certainly not the way. I'm not editing that out because you know exactly where my heart is and exactly what I mean. All right. So if you feel like this channel is worth subscribing to, I would love to have you as a subscriber. If you want to become a member, I'd love to have you join. Anyway, it ain't rocket science. It's pocket science. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. 2 fingers.